Welcome to Making Stuff with Chris DeHut. For today's problem solver video, we're going to be taking a look at a couple of test leads that I picked up for my multimeter. A while back, my wife asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I said I wanted this multimeter. I had been using a lot of the Chinese $10 ones for many years. They've served me well, but I just wanted a quality tool now that I'm getting up there in age. And the meter served me wonderfully. And the test leads that came with it have been wonderful, etc. But I did purchase some additional test leads a while back that proved to be very frustrating. And it had to do with this particular pair. Let me get these out of the way. Oftentimes I just don't have enough hands to have my test leads plugged into the meter and then sit there with the probes against the device I'm checking. And so I picked up these alligator clip type. And what I found, they worked very well, better than some other test leads of this type that I bought a number of years back. But the problem is, on small electronic devices, oftentimes it don't fit without shorting something out, one pin to another or one conductor, etc. So realistically, the alligator or crocodile clips are just simply too big for a lot of what I'm doing, and this has really caused me a lot of frustration. And it also destroyed one of my Picos while filming another story here a few months back. So I went looking for a solution, and I don't like having frustration in the electronics shop. This is a place for fun and enjoyment. So I found this on Amazon. As you can see here, it's quite a nice kit. It's got a lot of components. They look pretty good here. I am kind of fascinated by why those look so much like a oscilloscope probe, but nonetheless, it did have the one thing that I really wanted, and it's these guys right here. And so I've been through this before, where I bought test leads like this and found out that they're stiff, very cheaply made. Didn't really like them when I got them. And in this case, I was pleasantly surprised. They are $15.99 US, and this was purchased in April of 2022, so that'll give you an idea of value in a given time frame. Frankly, I think that's relatively inexpensive for a full set of test leads like this, along with some other accessories as well. So when they arrived, this is what I got. Overall, I'd say I'm rather pleased for the $15.99 purchase. These particular test leads here are no better or no worse than the ones that came with my multimeter. They got a relatively small point on them, about the same size as my other ones, which can be kind of difficult for myself to get in and get on small components. But nonetheless, they seemed okay. I didn't have any trouble with that. It came with these tweezer guys where one lead would be positive, one's negative, and they are marked right in this area, positive, negative. And of course, you can take measurements that way. Now, of course, that requires your positive and your negative to be within this range apart from each other, or up to this range, and they got to be perfectly in line. So the true practicality of these, I'm not sure until I get into an application where I would use them. I just have never needed these before, but you never know. I'm getting into a lot of crazier things these days. Came with some extra insulators, more heavy-duty style for a little more protection. A couple extra alligator clips, some smaller probes, gold-plated, I assume, or some facsimile of gold. It might be brass, but nonetheless very, very fine pointed. Then these would go on this like so, and now you've got a very, very fine tip on here, and hopefully you can see that. And I'll put that up against the Raspberry Pi Pico, and you'll get an idea of scale. So all that I'm pretty pleased with. I don't see any issues with anything so far. Now the real concern was this one. These are the two guys that I really, really purchased this set for. And this is how they work. Connect that on your header pin, connect this one on a header pin anywhere. They can spin around and you won't short it out. One pin won't short against the other because the clamps are very, very small. This is wonderful. I absolutely love them. They fit nicely into my flute meter. Grip in nice, come out nice. All around, so far I'm really pleased with this set. In fact, I'm so pleased for it. I've made a special bracket to hang them right here at the end of my workbench so that they're readily available for me to use them. If you're looking for a set of test leads, they're not bad. I would say I'm going to rank them as a good value, especially at $15.99. So that's it for this video. Thanks for spending time with us today.